Hello there, and welcome to today's training, which is all about feeling more engaged and helping you feel more motivated. So, if you are in the place right now where you feel maybe just a little bit disengaged or just not as motivated as you usually are, even though you may love your job, you may love the work that you do, for whatever reason, and you're not able to figure out, okay, where is this disconnect, why do I feel the way that I do, then this live training is 100% for you. So I'll tell you where this, I'll give you a bit of a backstory of where this came from. I had a conversation with one of my clients a few days ago, and this is one of the things that he brought to my attention. He said, Shasta, in a lot of different areas of of work and even in my life in general, there's so many things that are going well. There's so many things that I'm grateful for, and things are going really well. But for whatever reason, I just don't seem to be as engaged or as motivated as I'm used to being. And he said, I really enjoy my job, so it's not that I don't love what I'm doing, but for whatever reason, from where I am now, maybe it's, where I am at this point in my career, it could be imposter syndrome or, a number of things. And we started to kind of, pull this apart to see, okay, what is really underlying that? And so at the end of the session, there were a couple of points that I shared with him to kind of recap what we had talked about. That I thought could be really helpful to you. So that's why I'm coming to you today to share this with you, to see if, maybe hopefully this is going to be something that is helpful and valuable to you. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is if you are in that place of feeling disengaged or feeling discouraged or in any way or not motivated, is to go back to your why. Why is it that you enjoy your job? Why is it that you do the work that you do? What meaning does it have for you? What purpose do you feel? What value do you get out of that, doing that work? So as somebody who speaks with a lot of leaders, one of the areas that they get a lot of purpose from is helping and supporting their teams to be successful and helping them in terms of their career and things like that. But also, of course, moving the business forward and making sure that they are reaching their KPIs and they're reaching those business goals as well. Gives them that sense of purpose and fulfillment. And of course, it's that bigger picture as well, like the company that you work for, the mission. What is it that really helps you to get engaged? So going back to that why, going back to why you enjoy your job in the first place, and what is it that makes you go to work every day, right? What is it that keeps you going? Or the other way to look at this is thinking about, and this is point number 2, is thinking about a time where you were engaged, thinking about a time where you did feel excited to get up and to go into work, and thinking about the type of work that you did where you felt like you were in the flow, where time just went and you really just felt so engaged, even if it was maybe a challenge that you were trying to overcome or whatever the case is. But thinking about a time where you did enjoy that level of engagement and where you just felt like really good about what you were doing. So thinking about that and seeing how you can relate that particular situation to what you're experiencing right now, to try to help you find the gap between where you were before and what might be missing from your current experience. Then the third thing I want to share with you is that we are all wired for growth and development, right? So there needs to be some areas in our lives where we are stretching ourselves to develop and to grow. And if not, that could make us feel stagnant. That could make us feel bored or disengaged and things like that. So think about, in your career or even outside of your career, what are some ways that you are continuing to develop yourself, so that you feel like you are continuing to stretch and to grow and things like that, so that you do feel more engaged. And it is something that's exciting to you, even if it's challenging for you to take on. But what are some ways that you are continuing to focus in this area of growth and development? Because a lot of times that sense of engagement can come from us stretching ourselves outside of our comfort zone, so we don't feel like we're just going through the motions. So the other thing I'm going to share with you is taking care of yourself, because a lot of times this feeling of disengagement and all of those kinds of things comes because we are so used to going at this like crazy pace, right, that we don't take time, and it catches up with us. So if we have a very high stress, a high stress type of job, or we're going through a stressful situation at work, and the time keeps going, and we find ourselves constantly in the stressful state, then after a while you're going to start to feel it, right? You're going to start to feel drained. You're going to start to feel unmotivated if you really don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you feel like you're constantly in the cycle of being behind, or feeling like you're not achieving what you need to achieve, or you're not seeing the results and all those things. So it's a matter of like just tapping into yourself and being very self-aware as far as, do I need to take care of myself? Do I need to, if these are very stressful periods of time that you're in with work and it is going to require a lot of you, making sure that you are taking care of yourself. So self-care is so critical. That means getting enough sleep, that means exercising, that means watching your nutrition, that means doing activities that will help to relax you and to recharge you. It could be meditation, it could be going out for a walk, it could be spending time with your kids, whatever it is. Maybe it's reading. So it's going to look different for different people, but just taking time to do the things that you know are going to energize you and are going to get your mind off the stressful situation, so that when you come back into it, you're better able to focus and to get things done. So that's that. And then the last point I want to share with you, and there's so much more in this area that I cover with my clients and customize that depending on their individual situations. But the last thing I want to share with you is that a lot of times when we focus so much on the gap, and what I mean by the gap is thinking about where we are right now and ideally where you want to go, that goal or that that end state, we focus so much on the gap between those two places that we forget about how far we've come. We forget about celebrating the progress along the way. And I always say it's all about celebrating the progress and not perfection. You never want to set that bar for yourself so high, or only wait until you get to that place where you feel like you've reached your goal to be able to celebrate. You want to make sure that you're celebrating along the way for several different reasons. One is when you celebrate progress, it keeps that momentum going. It helps you to realize, just how much you've done, helps you to celebrate that, and also it helps you to figure out, that can also give you clues as far as like what's working well, what are some of the things that you can celebrate that can then help you to get closer to that goal. But it's also about acknowledging the fact that you've already done so much to get you to this point, and a lot of times because we're so focused on the end goal, we tend to forget or negate the fact that we've come so far. So definitely don't minimize or underestimate that, but take the time to celebrate that progress, because that celebration of the progress is what's going to keep that momentum going and help you to get to that end goal faster and help you get over those humps, right? Those periods of time where it is challenging, where it is really stressful, or it can be really difficult for you to navigate. So those are the things, and I'm going to recap this really quickly as well. Number one, go back to your why. Why is your job so important to you? Why did you want to do it in the first place? What is that meaning that you're giving it? And go deep with this. Maybe ask yourself that question several times to get to the root of the meaning and the purpose behind the work that you're doing and your why. The second thing is thinking about a time where you were more engaged, where you were more motivated, and see how you can pull from that experience, or even that might highlight for you what's missing in what you're currently experiencing right now. The next thing is areas of growth and development that can really help you to feel alive again, right? To feel like you're really pushing yourself, that you're stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone, you're learning more things, you're developing skills. So that can often help you to feel more engaged in that way. And then also self-care, taking care of yourself, because when you are in those high stress situations, you want to make sure that you are mentally ready for that and you are recharged, refocused, and ready to go. And then the last thing is celebrating success and celebrating progress along the way. Now, if you are someone who is leading a team, then of course this is also going to be really important for you to put a spotlight on this for your team and help them to celebrate their victories and their progress along the way as well, to help that momentum keep building and to help them to stay on track and for them to be more engaged in the whole process as well. Because of course it's going to be, I'm sure there's going to be challenging times, right, for you and for your team. And so all of these things combined, and there's a lot more to this. This is the tip of the iceberg, but I wanted to at least come to you and share this with you today in the hopes that it helps you in some way. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to post them in the comments below. If you'd like to chat with me about this to see how you can take this a step further and how we can customize an approach for you that will work best for you and for your team, then feel free to reach out to me. You can go to sharissasebastian.com/schedule to schedule a completely free, no obligation call whatsoever, and I can help you as much as I possibly can. Of course, if there's an opportunity for us to work together and if it's a good fit for both of us, we can talk about that. But honestly, even if that's not the case, then I will just, I'm completely committed to just giving you everything I've got on that call, and you're going to walk away with some valuable insights and next steps out of that call as well. So thank you so much for watching and listening, and feel free to share this if it's helpful to you. Hopefully it'll be helpful to others as well. And I look forward to seeing you again on another one of these videos. Bye for now.